About literature, we have already spoken. Literature is that part of the language which gives us entertainment. Now, one of the entertainment we have seen, that is audio visual entertainment drama. We have seen it and we have heard it, we enjoyed it. Now, another part of entertainment we are going to have here, that is story, short story. Short story has its own important place in the literature of every language. Whatever the language may be, we are having about 26 languages, that is what we have recognized. But unrecognized, many more are there, many dialects are there. But in every dialect, in every recognized language, non-recognized language, everywhere, there are stories told, retold, heard, read, written. Right? So, for example, I can tell you Kasi Majli Kadalu, we are having in Telugu, and Arabian Nights, in English we are having. Sindbad the Sailor, that also we are reading very interestingly. Gulliver and his travels, we read them also. Right? If we go on telling these things, we may compile many words of this height, maybe more. But a compilation of one book I can tell you, పరవస్తు చిన్నయ్య సూరి గారు రాసినటువంటి నీతి కథలు, నీతి చంద్రిక, ఆ కథలు పంచతంత్రము అంటాం మనం. ఆ పంచతంత్రము దాంట్లోనూ ఓన్లీ యానిమల్స్ హీ హస్ టేకెన్. With the animals, he had taught many management tricks over there. Right? And all the stories, they are both for entertainment and to learn something out of it. Whatever the story may be, it doesn't go without a moral and it doesn't go without teaching anything to you. So, why I am telling much about the story is we are going to read a story here that is adapted from our Hindu stories only, and it has been translated into English because many of them have been translated. Short stories, if you want to know the writers, the very funny writers, there are many. In Telugu also they are, and in Hindi, Prem Chand. And he had written about 250 stories in Telugu, in Hindi. Very funny stories. And he just filtered the society and he put all the characters of the society there and he made mockery of it. Everybody, he did not leave. Even a Brahmin, he did not leave. A police inspector, he did not leave. Likewise, Prem Chand, he is a, people say he is a novelist, but I say he is a storyteller, a very beautiful storyteller he is. And now, Rabindranath Tagore, there are many, and the foremost and many people knowing the story is Kabuliwala. Likewise, we come across many stories, and here we are having one story. Let me read it for you because it is only entertaining. Read, understand, and entertain yourself. I am reading. Margaret Sheikh has chosen a very well-known Indian folk tale for retelling in English. Now, Margaret Sheikh, he has retold many of Indian stories in English. Children and adults alike are fond of folk tales. Folk tales, if it is a tale, if it is a story, children are attracted towards the grandparents mainly because of the stories, because they tell stories, Rama, Krishna stories and all these things, and they are attracted. Once upon a time there was a king, he had 7 children. It is a long told story, mother to child, child to mother, again it is told, but till today we are hearing it. Right? That is how it has been told. Children and adults alike are fond of folk tales, which are often amusing and sometimes instructive. Story is that it should be amusing, as I said, entertaining, and also instructive. Instructive means it should give a moral. Do like this only, don't do like this. That is instructive. Didactic also we call it. It was dark. Thick black clouds covered the evening sky. The thunder roared and the strong wind shook the branches and leaves of the trees in the forest. Pit, pit, pit pat, drops of rain fell. Then The lightning flashed and split the black sky with its blinding light. Soon it was raining heavily. An old tiger ran through the rain looking for shelter. He was wet and cold, and his cave was far away. While hurrying to his shelter, he saw an old hut. With a sigh of relief, the tiger crawled under the thatched roof and lay down by the door. Except for the sound of the rain, all was quiet. Before he could nod off, however, he heard something heavy being dragged inside the hut. This was followed by the voice of a woman. "Oh, how terrible this leak is!" she complained. "How terrible! I would rather meet a tiger in the forest than have this leak in my house." A leak? The tiger thought. What is a leak? It must be very dangerous and strong, or the woman would not be more frightened of the leak than of me. I am not rightly called the king of the forest. Aren't they all afraid of me? I wonder what a leak looks like. Soon after, the tired tiger fell asleep. He was suddenly awakened by an angry voice shouting in his ear. He felt heavy blows fall upon his head and shoulders. "You horrible beast!" a voice screamed angrily. "How dare you run away? How dare you make me walk about in the middle of the night trying to find you? Be careful, one of these days I'll kill you. Now go home." The old tiger shivered. This must be the leak. Who has come out of the hut? I would better do as he says, or he will kill me. So the tiger allowed himself to be bound around the neck with a thick rope. The mysterious creature then climbed onto the tiger's back and pulled at the rope. "Come on, head for home," shouted the voice. The tiger felt a sharp kick in his side. The tiger was terrified and he ran through the dark forest. The creature pulled hard on the rope to tell him which way to go. At the same time, it scolded, cursed, and kicked the poor tiger. Soon, they stopped in front of a small hut on the edge of the thick forest. The creature climbed down from the tiger's back and bound him with an iron chain to the nearby tree. Then he went inside the hut. The tiger could not free himself from the chain, so he had to spend a miserable night under the tree. Who was this creature who was able to capture such a large and dangerous tiger? Let's find out. On the afternoon of that day, a potter had arrived home after a hard day's work. He was tired and thirsty. He had asked his wife for some palm wine. The more he drank, the better he felt. When he had drunk all the wine, he no longer felt tired. When the storm began, the potter suddenly remembered that he had left his donkey tied under a tree. He rushed out of his hut to take the animal into the stable. You can imagine his anger when he discovered that the donkey was not there anymore. The only thing left was its chain. "My stupid donkey must have run off into the forest," he grumbled. "When I catch him, I will give him a good beating."